Hello, my friends, and thank you for joining me here at Rena's Readings. Welcome, welcome. If you're new to the channel, I am Rena. If you're just finding me again after about a year's absence from me, welcome back, and thank you for your patience during my evolution. Yes, I think it is complete, although there may be changes coming up in the future. Today, we are going to review the Native Spirit Tarot. This is, in truth, a deck that was gifted to me back in late January, and I do like to use the deck for a little bit and connect with it before I give my opinion of it. So here we go. The Native Spirit Tarot. It is a deck by Max Mittenkoff, distributed by brigh out of North Carolina, made in China. I'll read you what it says on the back of the box here. The Native Spirit Tarot uses Native American Indian themes to convey the meaning of each card. Warriors, maidens, fathers, mothers, shamans, elder wise women, and elder wise men appear throughout the deck in the beautiful artwork of Max Mittenkoff. Our decks are printed on the finest cardstock with beautiful finishes. Colors are rich, and the cards will stand up to repeated use. And as an avid reader, I would say to you that that is the case. These cards are actually pretty sturdy, and they shuffle like a dream, but you'll see that in just a minute. Let's look at the box here. It is your standard flap and tongue box, and it has held up pretty good as far as I'm concerned. It's been in my bag, in and out of my bag for a couple of months now, and it has minimal wear and tear. I do feel like I'm probably going to lose this flap pretty soon, but that's because of the repeated use, so just expect that. But overall, I would say the box is held up very well. Let's talk a little bit about the guidebook here. It is glossy and slick. It's really got a beautiful finish to it, and it is going to stand up. It's bound and got a good spine to it, which to me tells me about the backbone of the deck. I do want to show you that all of the cards that are illustrated in the book, are in color, and they have the meaning, the symbolism, the upright and reversed meanings as well. Now, this deck uses its own interpretations as well as the Rider-Waite for a basis. Okay, and even the minor arcana are illustrated here in color, along with all four meanings: meaning, symbolism, upright, and reversed. I think it's pretty comprehensive. It is a total of 86 pages, and in pretty much the standard order by suit, not necessarily by number, by suit. Some books do it by number, and truly that throws me off, so I do appreciate having it done by suit. So let's look at the cards themselves. We have this beautiful geometric pattern or tribal pattern that is on the back of the cards, and also the box. You can see it mirrors pretty much. This one has a little bit more detail, I think, than what's actually on the back of the cards, but there are other embellishments here as well. So I think it's representative of Native American art, although I am not an expert. So let's take a look at these. And honestly, when I first saw this deck, I did think it was a little bit dark. So we're going to do this. We're going to spread it so that you can see many of the cards. And it took me just a little bit to connect with it, because some of them are a little bit difficult to see, at least for me, because I need my glasses when I read. And for example, the Three of Pentacles, we'll find it here in just a minute, but the Three of Pentacles seems to be just a tad bit small as far, here it is right here. Now that is our Three of Pentacles, and I really had to look and see what we were doing here when I initially looked at this. But they are there. The Three Pentacles are there on the totem with three people putting it together. So it definitely represents your community and building. And I think they are all true as far as the meanings are concerned. But the darkness of the deck, to be honest with you, kind of threw me off. Now, in using it for a while, it's grown on me. Okay, and I love the nuances they use here as far as light is concerned. All right, there is, in the Two of Swords here, there is hope. There is a light on the other side of this. And truly there is a light shining right here in his, I want to say, heart or his gut. It is coming from the side, so it may not be something that you see initially when you're looking at a situation, when you're having difficulty deciding what you're doing about a situation. But then our Chariot here is this is a warrior riding into, I want to say battle, but battle that you are bound to win. This is victory here. Right, and holding his wand, holding his spear, holding his I think that's a spear, holding his spear up in victory. All right, but the light in here, it's coming from within. It seems it's like he's on the heels of something that is pushing him. And the Lovers here, look at the hope that's depicted in the Lovers. And sometimes this card is a rather difficult card, because many times it indicates a choice, sometimes a life-impacting choice within a partnership, and there is hope. They're not quite connected here in this particular card. They're not embracing, they're not looking at each other, they're looking forward, which I think is also an indicator of the hope that this card instills. There's also, I think that's a hawk there, that is guiding them and seeing long range, taking an aerial view of the situation. I do want to show you the Wheel of Fortune, because I do believe we'll see this, or at least our time frame right now, entering into eclipse season here, is going to reveal the Wheel of Fortune for many of us. And this is signified by a beautiful dream catcher, and I love the colors in this as well. But look at the Magician here as well. I love this. Okay, looking into the light, looking with hope, trying to create and conjure what it is you want, putting the pieces together. Let me see what else. The Ten of Swords here, look at how dark that is, my goodness. And that is most definitely, my friends, an ending. He's been stabbed in the back, lots of arrows in his back. Right. We don't see the normal elements that we see in the Rider-Waite, where the sun is peeking over, unless you want to look at this light that's right here at the top as perhaps a little bit of hope coming in. But it really does seem like this is dark days here. And then, of course, our Three of Swords goes hand in hand with that, and it's murky, it's gray. All right, skies are gray right now, but there is hope coming in here, and hope seems to be a big theme in this deck. So, as dark as the coloring of the deck is, I do think it brings to life the positive aspect of all of the cards through the light. Okay, here's our World card, and while you may be surrounded by darkness, you are stepping into something that is much brighter by closing whatever door that is. Now, this is not our reading, my friends. We're going to shuffle in just a minute to really use these cards, but I did want to show you just a few. Let me see. Oh, look at our Tower. Isn't that a beautiful card? That's a true depiction of the Tower, too. It strikes like lightning. It sometimes burns things down, but, there is that element of transformation in this deck, in this card as well. The Ten of Pentacles. I was really surprised to see this as quiet as it is. It's a very peaceful card, isn't it? It is a couple, not quite embracing, but certainly connected, and bringing both sides of maybe families together, bringing their security, combining it. Now, you don't have to necessarily be partnered for this to be in your reading, but it is most definitely a symbol of togetherness and security brought about by a single vision. Okay, now I've been shuffling this deck, for, as I said, quite a while, since January, and it's now late April. And some of the cards do have a couple of nicks on them, but other than that, they are still in virtually pristine condition, other than maybe some scratches that I might have put on them with maybe a ring or a crystal, or just in the shuffling process. So let's pick this up now, and we're going to do a reading here. And again, it is not a particular person. Oh, I got to show you this one too. Look at the Ace of Cups. Now, even our Ten of Cups is a little bit more muted than you might expect. But the Ace of Cups, I love this depiction here. It's light as a feather. Your heart is light as a feather. And then there is that rainbow and hope for the future here in this. But still, the darkness of it I'm sorry, maybe I just can't get past that, but it does seem that it is, I don't know if the author is trying to, the artist is trying to depict peace with these colors, certainly possible, but our Five of Pentacles, my goodness, that is a dark card, okay? But you know, what happens here in this darkness is that it kind of draws you in. You've got to look deeper into it for the meaning. And our Five of Pentacles here, you know, I think what you've been building, at least in this depiction here, has not necessarily come through yet. There's still a missing piece, and that's what's here. Still a missing piece. You're still at the drawing board here, too, it seems. And you might have even hung it up. Walked away from a loss. Let's pick these up and we'll do a reading. I want to thank brigh in North Carolina for sending me this deck and allowing me to do this review for you. Let's see. See, they shuffle beautifully, don't they? They are very smooth and silky, glossy finish, but glossy on this side, but fairly matte on this side. Okay, and honestly, I've got the lighting adjusted so we don't see a lot of reflection, but you can see it here in this one, that they do have that gloss finish, but that coloring allows you to really photograph or video it well. So let's put it together here, my friends. We're going to use the energy the universe has in store for us today to do a quick reading for everyone, just to see how this deck interacts in the different symbolism in it. So if you have any questions, do feel free to reach out to me. You'll find all of my info at renasreadings.com. And I love hearing from you, so you can, of course, use the comment section below for any questions or thoughts you might have on the deck. I am going to submit this video to brigh as a thank you. They've asked me to send it to them so they can share it. And all of your comments, I think, would be welcomed there as well. Oh, I want to show you that card. Just 1 minute here. This is our Hierophant. Okay, the Hierophant, representing Taurus energy. And you know, it's all about doing things with honor and integrity and honoring the vows and promises that you've made. It's also about the structures that we have in our life and what we're planning to do with them. And he's got a bunch of feathers in his hand that he is now, it looks like, distributing. So he's distributing his knowledge to these people. All right, back to shuffling, back to the reading. Let's connect our thoughts here and put some cards down. All right, so I'm going to shuffle here for just a minute. What is it that my friends and I need to know? This is a timeless reading, so we don't really have a time frame for it. What is on the agenda here? What is it that this native spirit tarot needs to tell us today? What are the messages from the native native spirit tarot today? What are the messages from the native spirit tarot today? Okay, let's see what jumps out. They do really shuffle very nicely, and I'm one of those readers that waits for a card to jump out, and this deck is very, very good at that. Here's the Star card, Aquarius energy coming in here. Beautiful healing energy, you know, pouring into the earth and taking sustenance from it. Hope, faith, and knowing that things are going to be going to work out the way you want. This is also known as a wish card, and there you have your wish straight ahead, but lots of other alternatives around it too, it seems. So, you know, one of the things that I tell people all the time is that the universe really does want to give you what it is you want. So if you have a wish on the table here, let's see where it's going. This is also a card of healing and, you know, expressing your emotions as well. And the Page of Arrows, the Page of Swords. So you may have had to discuss your feelings. You may have had to, look at that, clear the air. Okay, you may have had to use perhaps even a sharp tongue or a little bit of a pointed conversation there to get to get your point across. Look at that, the Three of Swords there coming out. Pain, sorrow, sadness. And I like this depiction because it is a true, or it looks to me maybe a little bit stylized, but a true human heart. It is not your typical, heart shape that we see in a lot of graphics. This is true pain, and it may even represent that there is a heart issue, and not just emotionally, okay? Our Three of Swords, those swords are straight through that heart still, so it's still in active pain, it feels like, whatever is going on. But you may have had to clear the air to dispel whatever pain this was and have those pointed conversations. Eight of Wands, yes, look. Now definitely action in this depiction here. Things are moving fairly quickly, but you've already let it go. You've already let those thoughts and actions go. Those messages are on their way. If you've spoken to someone, you've already done it, I would say. And now you're waiting for what the response is. Now, they may be coming in at us, but they're coming in and upward, okay? So again, I feel that hope and positivity coming in with these messages. Now, we can also call these the arrows of love. And if that's the case, then something has been painful. And the air definitely needs to be cleared here, my friends. There is hope. There is healing involved in this, and you may be asking for that. I don't know if you can see that in here, but I've got a couple of dings and dents on this card, and they really don't even show in the video. So let's have two more cards here, please. The Native Spirit Tarot, and here we have our Two of Cups. Beautiful, yes. The Two of Cups. So if this relationship has had a moment here in time and you've been able to speak from your heart with hope and with clarity in a very difficult maybe conversation to clear the air about whatever grief this is, I do think that you're going to be able to put it back together, but we'll have to see what this card is. One more card here, please. From the Native Spirit Tarot. Again, by Max Mittenkoff. One card, please. I was really surprised at how well they shuffle. They're, I think, standard size, too. They're a good size to do what we do, right? And there's our last card coming out, the Ace of Swords. Now, look at the clarity in that, okay? You're coming from a place of bright light, so coming from a place of realization, clarity, and really, striking through those clouds to make your point heard. So this is not only communication and really clear communication, saying what's on your mind, dispelling any of these hurts, and telling them that, you know what, I really do appreciate this connection that we share, but there's a decision here that needs to be made, or there needs to be a single focus, a single direction in this. So at the bottom of the deck, we have our Three of Cups. Okay, my friends, things get interesting here when we have the Two and the Three of Cups. It may be that you're celebrating, but sometimes, this community that you are involved with, this group of people, sometimes there's an interloper, sometimes there is interference. And I don't necessarily mean that someone has started an additional or auxiliary relationship, but there is an interference. Could be from a friend, a mother-in-law, someone on that idea, someone that is just a little bit more in your business than you might like. And you may have to clear the air there as well. I think whatever is happening, whatever this decision is, you're going to be celebrating a certain accomplishment, achieving the wish that you want. Here's our Nine of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups. Now, what does that wish look like to you? Is it a traditional situation where there's marriage and vows and promises? It could be that you are committing to someone and that is the decision, but don't make it out of sorrow and sadness. Make it out of clarity. Make it out of this heart connection that you have here, my friends. The Knight of Arrows, if you're impulsive, you may live to regret it. The Ten of Wands here, I think jumping in may be a relief for you, but I do believe that our Knight of Arrows, the Page of Arrows here, those conversations, you may have put your foot in it a little bit, in your mouth, I think, in that communication. And sometimes, that Knight is very quick to jump in and speak what's on his mind, but it may have been that it's hurt someone. It may have been that it's hurt someone in this relationship with you. Okay, you might have even been talking about a celebration, or you might have been talking about your group, your community that you might have been even spending too much time with. They're feeling perhaps a little bit left out, asking if you are still on the same page. Do you want to travel the road with them in this Chariot card? They are headed off to victory. They have their spear raised in defiance. I'm going, and do you want to come with me? Right? I think your horses are going in a little bit of a different direction, so you might not be quite in alignment, but the fact remains that it has been offered to you. Here's our Ace of Coins. It has been offered to you. Now, the question is, in this time frame that we're in with eclipse season that we just stepped into here, what are you going to do? This is our Two of Wands here, and you're looking toward the future and trying to decide which direction. If you stay where you are, then nothing changes. Okay, but the future is uncertain, and I think our moon is asking you to reflect a little bit. Look at how that face in the moon, it's such a wise and even a little bit weary face, all right? Very serious. So what's going on here is not only emotional, this is representative of Pisces, but it's also, I think, becoming clear to you what needs to be done. And that is the difficult decision that we've been talking about. So if there is something, a light from the side that is, hopeful for you, then look at things that way, because I do think that there is strength in your decision and your direction. So if you are standing up for yourself in this, then Leo energy here, and I think that there may be some creative ways, as I said on the side here, some creative ways to work through whatever is going on and find that happy place here in this relationship. I think you had high expectations for this, and I don't think all is lost. It's just a matter of what the Wheel of Fortune is bringing in for you and what you're going to do about it. And I would think at this point you don't feel like there is anything you can do about it. You kind of feel stuck, not sure which way to go, and you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. Who gets hurt in this? It's either you or them. So have hope and faith here, my friends. The sun, a beautiful sun, very similar energy, but look at the difference in the facial expressions here. Okay, I think this is wise. And I hate to keep saying hopeful, but that really is what comes through for me in this deck. It's got a beautiful energy here, as peaceful and as calm as it is, as muted as it is for a sun card. It still inspires that same feeling, at least for me it does. And we do have on the other side of the sun an unexpected total transformation coming in with the Death card, and there is that sunrise that we were looking for in the Ten of Swords, right? So whatever is ending, you are going to make your peace with it, and yes, there are much brighter days ahead through this eclipse season, my friends. So let's put these back, and we're going to get into this with my small deck and ask a few questions. So I want to see where this hurt stems from, please. Where is the Three of Swords coming from? And have you resolved it? Have you spoken the truth here? Is there a truth about this group that needs to be acknowledged, needs to have some input here? That's where you're struggling. That's where the difficulties are, my friends. That's where the conflict is. You may be struggling personally with the clarity of whatever's going on here, especially if there's an interloper. Now, it may be that you need to pare down your group and make a decision on who you're going to be spending time with. And if that's the case, then someone loses, perhaps. That's what you're struggling with. And what do we have? The Ace of Swords. Same card here, my friends. Look at this, how different they are, right? Victory here. Victory, clarity, hope. Standing, I would say, firm with the courage of your convictions as well. And this Ace of Swords, again, clarity, most definitely. But I think this is a new idea, a new direction that you may want to go in, new direction that you may want to take things. So you're definitely struggling with the decision. Which way do we go here? So how do you clear the air in this? I need 1 or 2 cards, please, for the Page of Arrows. Our Page of Arrows is someone that is very inquisitive. Come from curiosity in this, my friends. Is there another solution here? Or is independence what you wish? You've been offered a commitment, or it seems like someone is perhaps pressuring you to move in, to commit to, and you have to decide which way you're going. And right now, I don't think you're quite comfortable with what you're seeing. But is there another solution coming in? Look at the moons, the different moons. Now, I would say this is our full moon, and I would say this is the new moon. And since we are just passing the Libra full moon, which is causing all of these emotions and relationships to be called into question and bring balance, this is truly representative of our time frame here. And I think our new moon is going to be where you take whatever action you need to clear the air. Now, I don't mean that you're finishing it then. I don't mean that you are making the decision. I mean that you are going to be having that discussion with them, open and honest, after a time of reflection. And by the new moon, you're going to be able to see where the weight lies. Now, if there's guilt associated here, if there's a burden associated with this, then it is one that is going to become very clear. It is one that you are going to be able to, I think, release and be free of. And that, my friends, is going to be a relief worth celebrating. If you're after independence, it's right behind that. Okay, you're good on your own, and I do believe you know that already, but we all would, well, I shouldn't say we all, I personally would rather travel the world with a companion. Where's the star taking us? Where is the healing that needs to come in? Yes, okay. Our 5 of Cups here, bringing in that reflection times 5, okay, but also looking at the way things transpired and whether or not there's still any hope left. And I want to tell you, my friends, that, you may have been dissatisfied with a lot, and maybe the cup is cracked, but it isn't completely empty. So, there is a lot that's going on and a lot that's going into. Can it be repaired is the question. And I think that's the essential question we have on the table here, too. So a couple of different ways, depending on your situation. You could be having a moment of clarity and knowing that, there is someone or something that is interfering in your relationship, and you've got to get that settled if you're going to continue, and you've got to be really clear about it. Okay, you may have even cut off communication with this group or this person in order to focus on the relationship, or maybe even just have a really good think about what it is you want to do. Where's the 8 of Wands taking us? Oh my goodness, here's the 3 of Cups. Ooh, and look, in reverse. Now, normally I don't read reversals, but where we have it here out on the table, you know what? We need to be finished with whatever is going on in this 3 of Cups. It's going to come out. Whatever is going on, the truth is going to come out. You are going to be able to see what is going on here, and you're going to be standing up, I want to say, for yourself, for the relationship, or for your point of view in this, because you're not going to endure this pain any longer. So while we are moving through this eclipse season through late April and May, I think you're going to see some things exposed. There is going to be a decision that you are forced or faced with, and not necessarily easy. So my friends, have a good think about it, okay? See if you can discern what might be the ulterior motives or what is hidden. And once you can find that truth or come to terms and peace with whatever is going on in the relationship, you'll be able to see clearly which direction you want to go in. The 2 of Cups, yes. Oh my goodness, there's our 9 of Cups jumping out. So I truly believe that you think this relationship can be healed. You have great hope for it. But if it can't, you're good on your own. All right. I think it is quite an accomplishment that you are after here with the wishes. And if you can bring this relationship to a deeper commitment through whatever pain and sorrow here that needs to be rectified. You're going to be charging in, and you may be in defense mode here with this Ace of Swords, charging in, but it'll be a relief to speak your mind and be able to move forward. Okay, move forward with a true commitment, and maybe even start fresh with a true commitment here. But that choice is up to you, my friends. And it's coming in with this full moon here with the Libra energy. Come from curiosity and find the solutions here. I think you have a really strong position. And if you are in defensive mode, as it feels like here a little bit, you have the strength, you have the courage, and you have the passion and creativity to bring it to bear to what you want, my friends, that 10 of Cups. Trust the Wheel of Fortune. Trust what the universe has in store for you. The Wheel of Fortune is fate, karma, kismet, and you may feel like you don't have an option right now, but by the time the sun moves into perhaps Taurus, we had the Hierophant out, right? By the time the sun moves into Taurus, you're going to see, I believe, some dramatic changes, some shifts in what's happening, transformation even with the Death card on the other side of that. So happiness, joy, and contentment certainly has possibilities here, my friends, but you've got to look at the solutions in I think, look for the solutions with an open mind, with some really creative conversations, okay? So we're going to use, as our final message here for this Native Spirit Tarot review and reading, the universe has our back. The universe has your back. Oh, there's one left out here. All right, so we're going to use this just because it was left on the table when I picked up the deck. My vibes speak louder than my words. So truly, what is in your heart here, my friends? There's pain, sorrow, and sadness, but a great deal of hope. If you can get your point across, your vibes speak louder than your words. So make sure they are in alignment. We saw that Chariot. They're not quite in alignment, it doesn't feel like. Those forces are not going in quite the same direction. They are very close, but not all together there. And I think you have a point to prove with the Ace of Wands. Didn't we see that here? Yeah. You've got a point to prove. Where is it? There you go. You've got a point to prove in this. Make sure that whatever you are conveying is truly what is your vibration, truly what is in your heart and spirit. Okay, and now let's pull one card here for the Native Spirit Tarot reading that we're doing. Again, no element, no sign, no time frame for this, although we are in the beginning stages of eclipse season, so I want to say it is timely in that manner. But if you find this review or reading later on in the day or months to come, by all means, take it to heart for the time frame that you're in. I do whatever it takes to get closer to consciousness. This is the universe has your back, and this is our final message here. I do whatever it takes to get closer to consciousness. So you've got to figure out what's truly in your mind, what's truly on your heart, and how to rectify this pain and sorrow. I do believe that there's been some sort of upset in the relationship, perhaps even a third party. But on the other side of this, if you can speak from the heart and speak very clearly, I think you're going to be relieved at the possibilities here. There is the potential for a much deeper commitment, but there have to be things that are sorted out first, my friends. Thank you so very much for joining me here at Rena's Readings. You can find all of my details at renasreadings.com, so don't hesitate to reach out. You can also find my contact information there as well. And many, many thanks to brigh Distributing Company in North Carolina for the opportunity to review this beautiful deck by Max Mittenkoff, the Native Spirit Tarot. Thanks very much, my friends, and we'll speak to you again very soon.